Hi, and welcome back to our channel. Today's video, I am going to be going over 12 things you can do to support a friend who is walking through infertility. This last year, I was asked to be on a panel at a mom's group where I represented the topic of infertility. I know the reason I was asked is because I was the only woman in that entire room who had never been pregnant, which is common in a group of moms. So I was kind of the token infertile girl, so to speak, which really is okay because it gave me an opportunity to share and educate people on what it's like and how they can help support other people who are going through the same thing. After I was done speaking, one of the women who was there came up to me and she thanked me for sharing, and what she said was, I have a friend who is going through the same thing and I want to be supportive to her and I want to be of help to her, but I just don't know what to say or what to do. And there she was. I think she was probably 8.5 months pregnant, and I understood her dilemma, why she felt like she couldn't be of help to her or be supportive, and she really just didn't know how, but she wanted to be. And I think most friends want to be helpful and supportive and loving when they see one of their friends going through something difficult. So I wanted to make this video and offer 12 practical things that you can do as a friend to be supportive to someone you know, whether a family member or a friend or even an acquaintance who might be going through infertility. So let's get started. Number 1, take it seriously. Though getting pregnant or having children might not be important to everyone, to someone who's going through infertility, it probably is important. So take it seriously. Take the fact that they're hurting seriously and the complexity of the situation seriously. Number 2, acknowledge the uniqueness of your friend's situation. No two infertility journeys are identical. So sometimes sharing a similar story isn't always helpful. My suggestion is use discernment in those situations if you're wanting to share a story. And ask yourself, are you sharing this story because you really feel like it will be helpful to them? Or are you sharing the story because you want to be relatable or you don't know what else to say? Number 3, be sensitive with pregnancy announcements, but don't avoid doing them. It can be very uncomfortable for a woman to tell her friend struggling with infertility that she's pregnant and expecting, because of course you're excited, you're gonna have a baby, and that's normal. In most situations, women struggling with infertility aren't thinking, I wish it was me and not her. Most times they're just thinking, I wish it was me too. Most women struggling with infertility aren't unhappy for you. They're just grieving a loss that they're feeling over and over and over again. Pregnancy announcements are huge emotional triggers, but that doesn't mean you should not tell them. Just be sensitive about it. My suggestion is tell them over the phone because it gives them the opportunity to have that space. They can be genuinely excited for you, but once you hang up, they have a chance to grieve if they need to cry without you feeling like they aren't happy for you. Because most women struggling with infertility do not want that. They want to be just as supportive of you as you are of them. Number 4, don't complain to them about your pregnancy symptoms. I understand that there probably are a lot of really unpleasant aspects of pregnancy, and maybe you particularly hate being pregnant, but they are not the right person to complain to. Most women walking through infertility would give anything to have morning sickness, to get stretch marks, to have a sore back, to lose sleep, to be overheated. All of those symptoms most people hate, women struggling with infertility are actually craving those things. I'm not saying you can't complain, but just complain to somebody else. Number 5, be understanding when they don't go to certain events. Baby showers in particular can be so difficult for women struggling with infertility. So if they choose to just send a card or a gift, but they don't show up that particular day, do not take it personally and just be respectful of it and give them the space that they need. Also, events where there are a lot of kids or babies can be so hard for these women to be at. And it's not that they don't want to be there. It can just be very triggering and emotional. There are so many ups and downs with infertility, and there are some days where you feel like you just can't do it. So just be respectful and understanding when they don't show up or when they call and cancel. Number 6, ask questions. Ask how they're handling the emotional ups and downs. Ask them what they're feeling. Ask, what can I do for you? What do you need from me? Ask them what it's like. Asking questions is a great way to open the door. Most women want to talk about it, but they don't know how to open that door. And number 7 kind of goes along with number 6. Be a good listener. Don't feel like you always have to say something. It's okay to have dead space. It's okay to sit there with your friend while she just cries. You do not have to say anything. Just be a good listener. And number 8 kind of goes along with don't feel like you always have something to say. But number 8 is don't try to fix it. This is one of those situations where you really have to use discernment in offering suggestions. But chances are, if you're suggesting it, she's already tried it. Along with not trying to fix it, one specific thing I would advise is don't suggest that stress is the issue. I guarantee she has heard that before. And there is no link between stress and infertility, other than maybe infertility causing stress. And don't suggest that they will get pregnant. Do not try to fix it. You cannot help them get there. And sometimes they will get pregnant, but a lot of times they never will. So don't suggest that they will or that it will happen, because it doesn't always. Number 9, research. Read about infertility. Read about it in a physical sense, but in an emotional sense too. Find other people out there who have shared their story of infertility. Read blog posts, watch videos, educate yourself on the topic. Number 10, don't share your, how do I say this? Your short-term infertility story. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, oh, I understand, it took us 6 months to get pregnant. I don't really know what else to say about that. Just don't share those stories. Just don't share those stories. Number 11, remember them on Mother's Day. Mother's Day can be one of the most difficult holidays for a woman going through infertility. It's so easy to feel overlooked and insignificant on that day because we want to be a mom so bad and it's just not happening. And then a day comes around where moms are celebrated and it's just a reminder that you're not there. My suggestion is remember them on Mother's Day. They might not have a baby in their arms, they may not have a child in their home right now, but they have the heart of a mom. Remind them that they are not overlooked. They are not forgotten on that day. Be the friend that reaches out on Mother's Day. Even if it's just to say, hey, I'm thinking about you today. I'm praying for you today. And lastly, number 12, get them in touch with someone who's been there. I know for me, one of the biggest comforts was hearing from other people who'd been in the same situation that I was in, because they got it. So if you know someone who has been walking the journey for a long time, get your friend in touch with them. Say, hey, I know someone who's been there and they get it. If you ever want to talk to her, here's her number, here's her email. And if you know someone, if a friend of yours is going through this and you don't know what to say to them, but you do want to get them in touch with someone, I would love to talk with them, answer any questions they may have, pray with them, walk through the journey with them, just be a listening ear for them. So if you're someone who is wanting that, in the description box below, there are multiple ways that you can get in touch with me. So I would love to be able to do that for you. Okay, so that is all for today. Those were 12 practical ways that you can support a friend going through infertility, walk through the journey with them, and just be a good friend through something that's so difficult. I hope that this video was educational for you and helpful, and maybe even answered some questions that you've been having. And if you are walking through infertility, just know that you are not alone. I'm sure you've heard it before, but it's true. There are so many women out there going through the same thing that feel your pain and they understand. And please don't be afraid to reach out if you are just needing someone to share your story with or talk to. Please share this video. Even if it may not be something that's helpful to you right now, there are so many people out there who want to be supportive friends, who know someone who's walking through this, and it could be very helpful to them and in turn minister to women who are going through the difficult journey of infertility. So because we talked about ways that you can support your friend through infertility, all the positive things that you can do, my next video that's going to be coming soon is 12 things you should not say to your friend who is walking through the infertility journey. So be sure to come back and watch that video too, so that maybe you aren't one of those people who slips and says something that could be kind of insensitive or inappropriate or unhelpful to your friend. So thanks for coming and checking out our channel. We hope to see you next time. Bye.